The beings that live there are vast and ancient and exceptionally powerful. If they wanted to, with a thought, they could wipe all life off of this world.
Oh, bother. I've got brains all over my club. Oh, Christopher Robin, I'm so sorry.
Well, howdy, Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this another day in which I'm going to be doing noise reduction on the video because my fan is on in the window. Oh boy, I woke up this morning and it was already about 70. It didn't really cool off much past that last night. And we're going to be hitting at least the mid-90s again today, so that's wonderful. I'm going to have to be shutting the doors and circulating just the inside cooler air so that I don't burn up and die. Thumbs up for that. Hopefully it's not too bad where you live. That would be good. Because of the heat, I haven't really been able to do much. And last night, I was sleeping pretty well, but then I had to get up middle of the night. Joy. And of course, front-loading of videos. Hey, if you could toss me a like, that'd be very cool. If you could subscribe to the channel, that'd be awesome. If you could leave me a comment, I read absolutely every one and answer as many as my executive dysfunction will allow. I would also like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These literally beautiful and literally awesome people who are, in fact, literally beautiful and literally awesome. These people help to keep me and my pets alive. Without these people's help, we would be hosed like literal Christmas monkeys, and that is the worst kind of hosing to get. If you'd like to help me and my pets stay alive, there are links to the Patreon in the video description. If you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, there's a link to a PayPal. And if you'd like to help me out without sending money, there's links to an Amazon wishlist link with stuff like cat food on it. Yay! Front-loading of videos over. Oy vey. Yeah, I'm warm today, and I'm going to be warmer as the day goes by. Hopefully I'm not going to have too much of a sleeping issue. After a month, I finally have therapy again today. So, yay, that's a very good thing. A lot to talk about. Hopefully I'll be able to remember it. Hopefully. That would be a good thing. There's another thing that I went and forgot exactly what it was that I was going to talk about, and that's painful. I hate ADHD that way, even though I've got a list of topics up there. If I don't have time to write it down on there, if I'm thinking of it while I'm talking, hopefully it's going to stick around. This one kind of hasn't. So let's see what else I've got on the list. Oh yes, this is fun. I called up the Veterans Administration to find out if my med had been mailed. They said on Monday it had been mailed. Well, it's already Thursday morning and I've taken my last final one-day tablet of Wellbutrin because it hasn't showed up. If it doesn't show up today, I don't know what the heck's going on. It has never in the modern Veterans Administration taken this much time. Normally, I call up and then they pop it in the mail and then it's next day it shows up from the post office. Well, hopefully it's gonna show up on Thursday. So joy on that. Yeah, so I have not been able to concentrate as much as I normally would on Wellbutrin, which compared to Ritalin, I'm only from nothing to about here, but I'm only on half dosages, so I'm not even there. Life is life, though. Life is life. And then this one is just kind of a funny thing. Kind of funny. There is a musician, Neil Young, who was really big in the 70s and the 60s. Huge. Old man now, of course, that makes sense. He's still rocking, still making music, and that's cool. Very, very good thing. But he went through an experimental stage when I was in the Air Force. A big experimental stage. He had gotten a contract with a record label and produced 2 albums out of an X number of a contract. After coming out with that second album, the record label actually sued him, took him to court, and said he was deliberately making albums that no one will buy, that are just terrible. One of them was a bunch of retro 1950s type stuff from the album Everybody's Rockin'. I actually liked that album. I thought it was pretty cool. That was one of the albums that the record label was suing him for making an unsellable album. So of course, the thing that's unsellable, I enjoy. I got something in my eye and it hurts. And by something in my eye, I just mean there's something that's causing me pain. I don't know if it's actually something in my eye. So that's joyous on that. But I actually like, I've mentioned before how my musical tastes are not standard. Generally, if something's really popular, I'm not going to like it. If it's weird and bizarre, I will. There was the album, The Gospel According to the Men in Black by the group The Stranglers, because on a previous couple albums, they had had a song called The Men in Black, which is all about space aliens that are harvesting us for meat. Basically the story. And so they ran with that, made an entire concept album about that, about how our civilization has been built up and we are creations of these beings that are basically just harvesting us for our meat. That was a critical and commercial failure of an album for the Stranglers. I love that album. It's awesome all the way through. I don't deliberately try to like things that other people don't. I'm wired up here that most things that people find, hey, this is really cool, I usually don't. I mean, I'm a human being. I get caught up in stuff that's popular. I get lots of horrible, horrible earworms from popular music. There's one song, it's a Christian type song, but it was very, very popular on the radio, and I hate that song, particularly because it's such an earworm that once it starts, it's stuck in my head for at least half a day, and I hate that song. So, I can get caught up in popular stuff, and I do enjoy popular things, but even when I was growing up, I listened to groups like Devo. And Devo, became more mainstream as they went on, but their first albums were made to please Devo. And if you weren't pleased by it, they didn't really care. So I was down for that all the way. Thumbs up. Now, if I take a look on my list here to see what else I have, nothing much else about stuff that's happened in life. I had some staying awake problems yesterday, so joy on that, but it only lasted for about an hour and there was no real issues afterward. I was able to pick up and keep going for the rest of the day afterward. I played Grim Dawn quite a bit after I recorded Oblivion, and so that was fun all the way through. I really enjoy the isometric 45-degree run around point click. You click and drag to move because your character chases the cursor, and you click on something and hold it and your character goes over and attacks. And then you can have extra stuff where you smack on the keyboard for attacks. And my character has achieved a point where I have built up attacks and such from just gaining experience that I shouldn't be tanking things. I am a ranged damage dealer. But I have reached the point where last night I was going up against monsters, boss monsters, hero monsters, and I was just standing in front of them and tanking them, just throwing my attacks at them while they were smacking me, and I was just ignoring them, and then boom, they would die. It's a bunch of powerful little attacks where I throw something and it explodes like a bomb. The other one explodes and throws a whole bunch of fire everywhere. And the next one shocks them with electricity. And then I can throw these other things that when they go off, everybody dies when they do. I throw just a couple of those at whoever is rushing at me. Not many of them get through to actually hit me in the face. I have just reached the point where death if you come up. And that's good. It's a good game, and if you have the game, you should play it. If you don't, and you can't afford it, you should pick it up. It's definitely a thumbs up. Yay. Past that, went walkies, walked up to Walmart, of course. Was, oh my gosh, so warm when I got back, because even going to midnight, when it was about 11 o'clock when I finally reopened my windows so that the outside air came in. Because even when I got back, 9:30ish at night, it was so warm outside. So joy on that. Past that, though, been thinking of course, the creative stuff. Can't remember as much, nor have I been able to focus and concentrate as much as I would like because of the half doses of Wellbutrin. Which, of course, is I talked about how I want to make more reaction videos. I want to make a video for my reaction channel explaining what's been wrong. One of the reasons I haven't been is because my chemistry is such a mess right now, because I'm going from med to med, and now that I'm on this one, I can't even get a stable dosage because I can't get the med to me. I am just hosed like a Christmas monkey when it comes to this. I can't get any sort of semi-stable blood serum level of any med. But I tried to do as much thinking about things as I could, trying to think about, the razor's edge, inside, outside, the whole cryptid setting and what's going on with that. Yesterday I had mentioned how, there's high power, low power, and medium power cryptids. And people in cryptids on the cryptid setting look at themselves as low, medium, and high power cryptids. Individuals like Reginald, who's a werewolf, is a very high power cryptid. And then there's mid power cryptids and low power cryptids. But this is all a low power world. If you are dealing with the real world in any way, shape, or form, it is a low power setting, which is our world here. There's a lot of energy pouring in from these one-way doors that are all everywhere, filling up the world with cryptid energy. But it's low power here, which of course Reginald and others would be shocked and horrified to find out, because mid-level power is the whole cryptid world that we can't see down here. It is a whole other level. You have to shut off your interactions with this reality entirely, to the point that you stop interacting with this part of the universe, and you are only perceiving and interacting with the cryptid stuff. And cryptid world is very different from ours. It's not as large as the whole inside-outside razor's edge, where on the inside, there's effectively, for every square kilometer, there's 1,000 square kilometers of there. On the razor's edge, there, for every kilometer, there's about 1,000,000 square kilometers of there. On the outside, where we are, of course, there's 1 square kilometer contains 1 square kilometer of there. In reality, out here is flat. But cryptid space and the whole cryptid world area, that's for every square kilometer, there are 100 square kilometers of there. It is large and it's big. Because of that, there are which makes sense, large and big. But what I mean is there are like herds of dinosaur type cryptids. There are vast wandering nomadic tribes of Bigfoot types, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, Abominable Snowman, all that sort of stuff. And they're largely nomadic, and they live, compared to our lives, more primitive lives. They have no electricity. They don't deal with any of the stuff like that we do here, but they have huge, full, big lives. The traveling, nomadic, trading Sasquatch types help tie things together because they bring news. They harbor news. People want news. They can't just pick up a cell phone or turn on a desktop PC or a radio. There is none of that. News comes to them from wanderers and traders. News is a very valuable resource in this world. And then, of course, there's the high-powered cryptid world. We would not be able to understand that. It is far beyond our comprehension. The beings that live there are vast and ancient and exceptionally powerful. If they wanted to, with a thought, they could wipe all life off of this world. But why would they? That would disrupt the entire ecosystem of all the levels, because each level requires the one before it, and without this, it will all collapse. Why would they do that? So there's no real threat from them, except existentially, because these vast ancient beings are constantly playing about 1,000 games of 86D chess. These are long, vast, and slow games, some of them coming to an end and others being started, but the stakes are, generally involve billions of lives, but they're of such a way that it generally involves them up there or in the mid-power, and sometimes it affects us down here, but they're playing their own games. But they are existential horrors. Are they as powerful as, say, the kaiju on the Razor's Edge? Oh, not even close. Not even close. The kaiju was a being from a previous sort of existence that lived through the absolute destruction of its universe and the construction of a new one. It's more powerful than a lot of things, and it could stomp on the cryptids if they came into the Razor's Edge, of course. If the kaiju came out to us, it wouldn't last long. Anyway, there's not any of the energy in the amounts that it needs to survive. It would be gone in just a couple hundred years. Whereas its lifespan would be a couple 100,000 on the inside. So it doesn't leave the Razor's Edge, where it is a dark and malevolent, powerful god of death and destruction. But the Razor's Edge is so big, it is vast and powerful, but even if it went on a horrific rampage trying its best to destroy everything, by the time it was done, there would be more people and more things available on the Razor's Edge. It can't do anything compared to the amount of creation that there is. So thumbs up on that. And of course, I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. Going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. And even though I count American Sign Language, well, I do my best. We have Rob J, thumbs up, and thank you very much. Jay. I love my kitty cats. I love all cats. I am a cat person. Love cats. Very cool. And good to see you in the comments. Confused Owl 29. Boy, I will not be sad when summer goes away. Oy vey. There's Chris Browning. Greatly appreciated. Thumbs up. There's Ben B. Greatly appreciated. Ty Dude 64. Thumbs up, very, very cool. Hopefully you'll see this. If not, I will be answering your question in text. Sport Blatz, thumbs up and thank you. Insignificant Nick, thumbs up, thank you. And yes, I like walking in the rain. I don't like getting my feet all soaked, but I like walking in the rain. And Adrian, greatly appreciated. I just need to figure out how to save onto my PC the recordings that you can make on the Xbox of your stuff. No, I don't know how to do that yet. But we have, as I continue to scroll, Ravinian, thumbs up and thank you. Heat is just, it sucks. We have Jesse Koskinen. It is good to see you in the comments, my friend. I miss you when you're not here. We have Ice Damon, thumbs up, thank you, and that is it. 12 people who left me comments in the past 24 hours. You get me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people, if only in text and if only for a short time. Thumbs up, thank you very much. Well, Hokey Smokes, as stated, I got therapy today, so I'm kind of in a rush, and I'm hopefully going to get some phone calls made because heat and executive dysfunction, I couldn't do much at all yesterday, so joy. But still, hopefully you can get done the things that you need to get done. If you can't, don't beat yourself up. Just do what you can. Survival mode is important as well. And with the covfefe bug raging and still killing out there, along with other diseases, of course, please be as appropriately smart for your situation as you can. Get vaxxed, get a booster shot, wear your mask, isolate. Don't just catch a disease and pass it on because, who cares? Ugh. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very good thing.